Hi, my sweet lady friends. Okay, we're outdoors. We're taking a field trip today. I'm sporting my wig for you and me. I'd hate to be out here with my alopecia kind of semi-bald forehead. It'd be too cold. As I mentioned, it's a cold day in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I just want you to get an idea of what this color looks like out in real life. It's a cloudy day, so you probably can see. Windy. I just want you to check out how this thing's holding up. It might be messy, but that's okay. So I've been wig shopping. I bet you all have too. And if I could, I would buy 20 wigs at once. I mean, I just have a ball looking at all the styles and colors. It's hard to choose from. But since you said the last time, deep breaths. Feels good just to be out, you know? I've been reading your comments. I appreciate you watching the videos. This is going to be a little bumpy because I don't have anybody doing the video for me. Let me try to fix my hair. Oops, it slid a little. I don't have my wig cap on today. I wanted to test the wind without it. I appreciate your comments, really. Some of the things I've been hearing from you, that long red wig with a Raquel Welsh wig, that you really like that color on me. I've been thinking about reds more. You know, sometimes you don't know what looks best on you. You live with a color and for your whole life. Maybe some of the things I've been hearing from you, I understand, and especially when it comes to being cautious about going outdoors and feeling good about doing that, you know. I understand that. If you want to do baby steps when it comes to letting other people know what's going on, or you don't have to. It's not a requirement, you know. Maybe you're not that close to these people that you come across, and it's not important for them to know if you have issues or health issues or just want a style change. They don't consult you, most likely, so I can understand if you just want to keep it to yourself. And psychologically, it is difficult to kind of surrender to yourself that you're not the same as you were maybe 5 or 6 years ago. You have to come to grips with that at some point, but the easiest way, I think, at least from my experience, to do it is stop concentrating on what you don't have and concentrate on what you do have available to you, you know? What's good in your life and what you can do that's good. And I look back at when I was younger and I'd fuss with my hair for hours, you know, getting ready to go out. And never be satisfied, you know. I wasn't sure of myself. I wasn't sure if I looked okay or if, because I liked more curl in my hair, that someone else would say that's kind of old-fashioned. Or now I'm 60 years old and I'm damn proud to be 60. Not because of how I look or what I'm doing in life, but because I'm here. That's not always a given. I had a difficult heart issue almost 7 years ago, and I collapsed in the basement by myself. I was alone doing my artwork. And I'm going to sit down on this bench. And I was feeling great that day. I really was. I was getting a lot done. Oh, big fish. Do you hear that? Wow. I'm sitting by the lake now. That day was not able to be predicted, I don't think. It just came, and that's what life gave me. I got dizzy, and I was walking from one part of the unfinished basement to the other to get something. I don't remember what. And I started getting really dizzy. And in the past, I've fainted often. I mean, I used to be a fainter when I was young. And, but this was different. This was not a fleeting feeling of wooziness. Even though back when I was young, I would pass out. But this just felt different. And I couldn't get to a chair fast enough. Luckily, there was the old rocker that I used to use in my son's nursery 26 years ago. Back then, I guess 19 years ago. And anyway, that was there, luckily. And I put my head between my legs, trying to get blood to my head so I wouldn't pass out. I made my way to the staircase because I was downstairs. The staircase was carpeted, and I had to crawl up those stairs because I didn't have my cell phone to call anybody for help. So luckily I got up to the top of the stairs, crawled into the living room, and found my cell phone to dial my husband. It wears me out just thinking about it. I was scared. I was really scared. I didn't know what was going on. So I dialed him and told him to get home immediately, and luckily he wasn't out of town, so he could. And he was home in about 15 minutes. During that time, my back started to hurt. That hadn't hurt earlier that day. And then I started feeling a tingle in my shoulder and my left arm. So I just want you to realize that there's different signs that happen with women as opposed to other people. Everybody has an individual case, but they say that for women, a lot of times back pain and numbness have a lot to do with heart attacks or sudden death, even. But just split second, almost like I'm sitting there on the couch just talking to my husband and my son. We were watching March Madness, I think it was, and just chatting away. And all of a sudden, I was out of the conversation. They turned to look at me, and I was like sprawled out on the couch, unconscious. And then before they could even stand up, I'd wake up and say, "What happened?" You know, "Geez, what the heck happened to me?" And then they said, "Are you feeling okay? You want me to get you something to drink, something to eat?" "Okay, I'll nibble on this and nibble on that." And within 5 more minutes, the same thing happened again. So that's when they called the emergency paramedics. They took me to the hospital immediately. I didn't know it was my heart yet. I was so used to fainting that I thought this was just really a bad situation where I'm having an episode like that. The emergency room, they came in and told me that I'd need a pacemaker. And I promised you, I thought they had the wrong room. I really did. I thought, oh my God, this is one of those situations where they cut person's or operate on the wrong leg or something, you know, or they have the charts mixed up. They weren't mixed up. They were looking at the data that they had gotten from this episode that I just had. And the next day, after I was admitted, the pacemaker had to go in. It was Easter Day, I believe, if I remember right, when the operation actually took place. When this happened, and a doctor tells you what to do, and it's an emergency, sometimes you just have to look at your husband or whoever's close to you, hopefully, and you get that look back like, yep, that's what you need to do. It's what you need. I know it sounds weird, but it happens so quickly. So being 60 is not all bad. In my bedroom, I have 2 bells. One's one of those little Chinese chimes, you know, it hangs on a brass, it's all brass, and it hangs on this little C loop and stand, and it has the bell ringer that you can tap. Every morning I tap it. My husband doesn't understand, and I had to explain. It's just, excuse me. It's just a symbol that I'm here, a sound that I made, because I'm here. You do things because you can. And that's reason enough. Oh, and the other bell is one of those hotel bells that if you want the bellhop to come, ding ding. I just liked it. It was retro, and it reminds me of the same thing. Just be thankful. Thankful. Thankful for you and me. Thankful for everything, even in quarantine. Nature's always there. We need to get out and see nature once in a while, don't we? So as my father used to tell me, I would run around and have this errand and this project and this event to do. He'd say, just sit down, watch the ducks. They think I'm gonna feed them.